I can pack up the house and give it back to you. You can have it. If you own a newly constructed home or you're buying a newly constructed home, stay here. So tell me how I signed a document with all the documents signed, your payment 1907, and you signed 1 million documents. Now, a year later, they hit me up in February talking about your payment is $34.50. I bet it ain't. I bet it's not. So the first year when you buy your home, your newly constructed home, they're only charging you for the taxes, the property taxes on the land, the raw land. Well, the land was only worth $60,000. Well, now that the house has been put on it and now there's a development around you, that now that land this year is worth $110,000, and they put a 400 and something, almost $500,000 house on top. So now your taxes are going to go to correct. So now your mortgage is going to increase. Now, when they done tell you got a fixed rate, you got a fixed payment and all, they not explaining to you that the property taxes will increase that payment. My payment went up to $34.50. How? Because I can pack up the house and give it back to you. You can have it. So they send a little letter. I called because with this letter, don't send no letter when you talking about my money. I called a lady. The lady basically telling me, yeah, somebody should have told you. They didn't tell me, ma'am. And that's another thing. Your realtors, some realtors, they gonna comment. I tell my clients that was your realtor's fault. That was your okay, but we not here for that. I'm here for the people that if y'all have experienced this or if y'all about to experience this because it's y'all first house in y'all newly constructed home. The taxes is not right. Pay extra. Pay extra. Let me tell you how crazy it was, because when I signed the paperwork, they said your payment, like the lender was, my loan originator was like, your payment gonna be $24.07. But when we got to the paperwork, it was $19.07. So then I said, hey, it's supposed to be 24. You said nine. He said, no, don't even worry about it. That I always overbid. So, when you get here, I can give you good news. And I'm over here giving him brownie points, sending him edible arrangements and shit. And nigga, you knew it was supposed to be $2,400 because the taxes, you didn't say that. So now I'm paying $19.07, happy as hell, paying $19.07, and then the next year come in, and I gotta pay because the escrow didn't have no money. They done paid the taxes for me, sir. Lender, I didn't ask you to pay the tax. Don't pay the taxes on my behalf. You better call me and tell me my escrow was low. So they done paid the taxes. Now they talking about I owe them $34.50 a month for the next 3 years, or I can come out of my pocket 17, 18. We is struggling. The county, the city, the states, America is down.
My mortgage has gone up another $200. So over the last 3 years, my mortgage continues to increase $200. So over the last 3 years, my mortgage has gone up $600. And it's shocking. It is very shocking because I don't feel like people talk about this. Like, people are all, often glamorizing homeownership, but not really talking about the reality of homeownership in today's economy. So not only has my mortgage gone up, my HOA continues to increase every year, and it's just all shocking. It is all shocking. Because I feel like it's not spoken about. Like, I live in South Florida, and so I guess this is something I'm gonna have to get used to because everything is sky high here. The property taxes are high, the cost of living is high, and so I guess it's something that I need to prepare for every year because it's just expensive to live here. But a lot of times when you think that you're buying a house, you think that you're going to have this set rate and that you're good and you won't have to you won't experience any increases like you would if you were renting. But reality check, you will experience some increases, especially depending on where you live at. So I just wanted to make this video to bring awareness around the situation that your mortgage payment can and will increase. And that if you are thinking about buying a house, like, make sure you go into the process being fully informed and aware of what you are signing up for.
Man, she is braver than most and definitely braver than me. I mean, to purchase a home in Florida, during these times with everything that's going up as far as inflation, and Florida already being expensive enough as it is. I mean, her mortgage has gone up $200 a year over the past 3 years, $600, and it's hard to believe that that's on the light end. Like, I've seen some stuff where people have gone up $600 based off their appraisal in a year. Like, it's crazy, and that isn't even including the HOA. So, I mean, everybody's trying to get their piece of the pie, and if you're on the HOA, you a hoe. I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart.
My mortgage payment is going up almost $500 a month. $500 every month. I have a fixed interest rate, so it's not that. Nope, it's my escrow account. Apparently, my homeowner's insurance and my property taxes just skyrocketed. But nobody thought to tell me about this until I was already $3,200 short in my escrow account. So now I not only have to pay the shortage, but I also have to pay the new balance moving forward. And so I can either pay the shortage in full and my monthly mortgage goes up almost $200 a month, or I pay it out over the next 12 months and my monthly mortgage payment goes up almost $500 a month. Well, I definitely don't have $3,200 just laying around, so I guess this is the option that I have. I'm already working 70 hours a week, so I'm probably gonna have to sell my house because I can't do that. I don't know anybody who could. But I don't know where I'm gonna live after I sell my house, because my ex-husband ruined my credit in the divorce this year, and so I don't know anybody who's gonna rent to me. I may end up homeless by the end of this year.
Hey Brandon, why did my mortgage payment go up after the first year?
It's almost always the taxes. Let me show you how the county triggers this. Check this out. As I mentioned, it's always based around the seller's assessed value compared to the reassessed value of the property and what the taxes are based around that. So let's just say the seller's assessed value was $300,000. Your reassessed value, which happens the year after you purchase it, in this case was $500,000. It's based on something closer to what you actually paid for the property, which is a $200,000 increase. If the tax rate or millage rate is 2%, that means the old tax bill would have been $6,000 per year. But your new tax bill, $500,000 at 2%, is $10,000 per year, which is a $4,000 difference. So what's happening when your payment increases is this $4,000, assuming you're escrowed, which is what caused the payment to jump up, which is your taxes are actually part of your monthly payment. This $4,000 shortage is going to be divided up over 12 months, the number of months in a year, which would be $333.33 per month. Now, your lender would have paid out your tax bill at the now higher rate, which means that they're short this amount, which is the $333.33 per month times 12, a full year, or $4,000, as I said. So for a year following this increased tax bill, your payment in this situation would actually increase by $666.66. So if you've seen a spike in your monthly payment and it's the year after you bought your property, it's likely because your tax bill increased and there's an escrow shortage created by that increase, which has caused your payment to go up substantially due to a doubling or tripling of your property tax bill.
Last month, I told y'all that my mortgage is going up, and not only is my mortgage going up, aftercare fees for my son has went up, and my life insurance policy has went up as well. So instead of me paying the regular price that I have been paying for stuff, everything has went up in a total of $350. So I've been trying to figure out how can I cut out $350 inside of my budget or make an additional $350. So the very first thing I did is took a look at my budget. That's going to be the very first thing I always do. I'm going to go to my budget notebook. I'm going to see what can I cut out. So the very first thing that I cut out was my frappes. You know your girl love her some frappes. I was giving myself $50 out of my own money to actually buy frappes because that's how much I love it. So instead of me doing that, I'm actually going to be doing that with my content creator money. And how I'm going to make that make sense is because I'm going to be able to create content around that frappe. That's what I'm going to have to start doing, because that frappe going to have to start making me some money if I'm going to be spending money on it. So that's going to
Smart.
cut out $50 right there, and it's going to take me down to $300. The other thing that I have been doing is I have been paying off debt, y'all. I have been working on these credit cards. I started off with 7 credit cards, and now I'm down to 2 credit cards left. And the last credit card that I just paid off is going to save me $93 per month. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that. So now we're down to $207. Now, every single month I have been giving myself $100 for fun money, to spend that money however I choose to do so. It could be on sneakers. It could be on going to the Mexican restaurant for a margarita, because you know your girl love her some margaritas. And instead of me giving myself $100, I've been testing out $75, and that has been like my little sweet spot. So we're going to stick with $75 per month on fun money. So I'm going to subtract $25 there, and now I'm down to $182. Now, I'm really good when it comes to budgeting out my gas and things like that. I normally fill up my gas tank every single Sunday, sometimes on Saturdays if I, don't have any plans of going out on Sundays. And usually I've been budgeting $60 a week for gas. Now, I do not hit that $60. I don't even come close to that $60 unless I'm driving both cars at one time, meaning that maybe one car needs to be serviced and I need to grab the other car while this one gets serviced. But I've just been sticking to one car, and I have not been getting to that $60 mark. Now, the last time I filled up, it's been like around $33. It's been around $28, around that mark. So I'm telling myself I'm going to give myself $50 a week for gas, and that's going to save me $40 right there. So when I cut out $40, that takes me down to $142. Now, the last thing that I found inside of my budget that I can actually cut out was my sister coming to the house and doing her deep cleaning. Now, my sister just started her business, and I wanted to support her. She comes in, she deep clean the entire house except for my bedroom. She do the bathrooms. I have 3 bathrooms. She do downstairs. She do my sunroom, all that stuff. But what I said that I could possibly do is, or what I can afford is, maybe I can just have her come and do the bathroom, because she just had the bathroom smelling so nice. Now, I do the stuff on an every single day basis, like the little stuff, cleaning out the shower when I get out of it, when cleaning up the sink when I get out of it, washing down the counters, stuff like I do the regular stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. However, when she comes in, she does a deep cleaning, and I just love how she leaves the house smelling once she do her deep cleaning. So I pay her $150 a month to come and deep clean. I think I can get that down to just $100 with her just only doing the bathroom. So if I subtract $50, I'm left with $92 that I have to figure out where I can get that money from. And I'm definitely sure that I can make an additional $92 within my income for us just working my full-time job. Maybe I can stay over an hour, from work, or something like that. Or maybe I can just, take some of my content creator money and supplement this $92 for that. But let me know in the comments, what have you tried out to increase your income, or what have you cut out this month to kind of like save you some money?
Now, sacrifice is definitely the name of the game, and I think she's off to a great start, especially when it comes to the Frappuccino. Now, me, I would be a little bit more aggressive and just stop completely, but I know that is hard for some people because they are addicted to the caffeine. Now, she says she wants to cut down gas by almost 50%. I don't see how that's logically possible, especially if she has a lifestyle that has her ripping and running. That may be hard to do. What I think she might want to do just in general is cut down the services of her sister. I know it's hard, but the fact that you're paying her $100 to clean your restroom, that can go towards, the bills that actually need to get paid. That's more of a luxury item. And I mean, maybe you might want to ask her what fragrance she uses for the room to have it smelling so good. Maybe start there, or maybe once every 2 months, just to kind of show support. But, logically speaking, you need to stay afloat. And I think, that right there is definitely an expense that can be cut. Man, I truly appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy, man. To the right, got the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and to the left, more dope content that you'll enjoy. Until next time, leave a comment, and I'm out.